The Garden of Opportunities. In a small town where mornings smelled like fresh bread and damp earth, two neighbors lived side by side. They shared more than a wooden fence between their homes. They shared dreams, fears, and one day the same opportunity. One morning, the town mayor decided to distribute parcels of fertile land to anyone willing to cultivate them. It was not an easy gift. It was not a ready-made garden. It was simply land. Dark, wide, silent soil. Both neighbors received exactly the same thing, the same size, the same quality of earth, the same amount of sunlight. The first neighbor, named Matthew, knelt on his land that very day. He touched the soil with his hands. He felt its texture. He did not know much about farming, but he knew one important truth. Nothing grows unless it is worked. The second neighbor, Thomas, looked at his parcel from a distance. He sighed. "It's too much land, too much work. And what if nothing grows?" he said. Days passed. Matthew woke up early each morning. He removed stones, pulled out dry weeds, planted tiny seeds that almost disappeared in his palm. He watered patiently. Sometimes he grew tired. Sometimes he doubted. Sometimes the sun burned too strong, or the rain came too late. But he returned the next day. Thomas, however, sat under the shade of a tree and stared at his field. He complained about the weather, about the government, about his luck. "Others probably got better land," he would say, without ever truly comparing. Weeks went by. On Matthew's land, small green shoots began to appear. Fragile, almost invisible, but alive. Each sprout was a quiet answer to effort. On Thomas's land, nothing changed. The soil remained soil. No flowers, no fruit, no transformation. One day, Thomas looked at his neighbor's flourishing garden. There were red tomatoes, fresh lettuce, flowers attracting butterflies. The place was full of life. He felt something in his chest. It was not jealousy. It was awareness. He crossed the fence and asked, "How did you do it?" Matthew smiled, his hands still stained with earth. "I did not receive a garden. I received land. The rest was a decision." Life works the same way. We often expect to be handed a finished garden. We expect fruit without planting. We expect results without effort. We expect miracles without movement. But life rarely gives us ready-made harvests. It gives us seeds. Seeds in the form of talents. Seeds in the form of opportunities. Seeds in the form of challenges. Even seeds disguised as problems. And there is something no one can do for us. Cultivate the soil we have been given. Not everyone begins with the same story, but many times we do begin with the same possibility, the choice of what we will do with what we have. A garden does not bloom by accident. It blooms through consistency, through faith, through small actions repeated when no one is watching. Perhaps today your field feels empty. Perhaps you look at someone else's life and believe they received something better. But ask yourself honestly, am I planting? Am I nurturing? Am I working my soil? Because life gives seeds, not harvests. And every single day is a new opportunity to kneel on your own ground and begin again. If this story touched your heart, I invite you to subscribe and help me continue growing this beautiful community of faith, hope, and transformation. Thank you for being here. I will see you tomorrow with another story that speaks to the soul.